Could deepfake start World War III? Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for once again joining me for tea time. Today we have a little bit of fireside. You know, I love that smokiness of the lap song. I hope you're joining me with your cup of tea, maybe a cup of coffee, hanging out, talking tech, talking photo, talking video. Today is kind of a tech day. We're going to be talking about deepfake. And the deepfakes that we've seen out there, some of them are absolutely amazing. And the question has been brought up about deepfakes and their usage and who uses them and what are they using them for. Now, at first, there was a lot of people using them just for fun. And then all of a sudden, it started getting a little bit nefarious, right? People are now using deepfakes to go on job interviews remotely and all kinds of craziness. I was reading an article over on Petapixel and then it pushed me over to an article over on The Intercept. And this was really kind of deep and it really talked about deepfakes and where we are today in comparison to where we were in, let's say, 2019, 2018. And a lot has changed. And obviously the deepfakes are getting better and better and better as predicted. The horsepower in the PCs that we use today is much greater than it was even 5 years ago. And even the GPUs are exponentially faster than they were. So it's making deepfakes easier and easier to create. And now their use is becoming more and more malicious and not just fun as it was at the beginning. We're going to take a look at, let's call it the cliff notes over on Petapixel as well as the original article on The Intercept. But before we do, I want to say that if you haven't downloaded any of my ebooks as of yet, go check them out. Go over to JCristina.com/books. They are 100% free. Also, if you enjoy this content, even in the least, consider throwing it a thumbs up. That would be very helpful. Subscribe to the channel and then click this little button over here and then click all. So when I go live or when a new video comes out, you will be notified of it immediately. And if you just want to say thank you for all of my hard work, right down here, we have a thank you button. Click on that if you wish. If not, that's fine. Also, consider becoming a member of the channel. That would be awesome. So let's get right into this article. This one is from Petapixel. The U.S. government is planning to use deepfake videos in online propaganda and deception campaigns. According to a report published on Monday by The Intercept, procurement documents revealed that the United States Special Operations Command, or SOCOM, may soon utilize deepfake technology to influence operations on the internet. Do you think that this has not been happening for quite some time? Anyways, the document outlines Special Operations Command's goal to procure deepfake technology for influencing operations, digital deception, communication disruption, and disinformation campaigns at the tactical edge and operational levels. Once again, I think this has been happening for a bit. In the documents, the Special Operations Command explains that it wants to increase previous internet deception efforts using, quote, next-generation deepfake videos. SOCOM hopes to make use of this deepfake footage to generate messages and influence operations via non-traditional channels. SOCOM's plan to develop and use this particular artificial intelligence AI technology is in direct conflict with the U.S. government's repeated warnings about the risk of deepfake. So we're saying that we shouldn't be doing this and we're warning about it, but now we're doing it ourselves. Of course we are. Last year, the FBI issued a warning that a rising number of scammers are using deepfake technology to impersonate job candidates during interviews for remote positions. I was just talking about that. That was happening. It was kind of prolific. There was a lot of companies that were seeing these deepfakes during their interview process. And then when they flew the people in, they're like, who is this guy? This wasn't the guy that I talked to. Crazy. The head of the Brookings Institution's Artificial Intelligence and Emerging Technologies Initiative tells The Intercept, quote, when it comes to disinformation, the Pentagon should not be fighting fire with fire. At a time when digital propaganda is on a rise globally, the U.S. should be doing everything it can to strengthen democracy by building support for shared notions of truth and reality. Deepfakes do the opposite. By casting doubt on the credibility of all content and information, whether real or synthetic, they ultimately erode the foundation of democracy itself. Conversely, sometimes you need to be a little bit less passive. I could assure you here in Florida, if someone was to break into your home in the middle of the night with a gun and you were in fear of your life or your family's lives, I can assure you that person would not leave the home until the coroner arrived. If deepfakes are going to be leveraged for targeted military and intelligence operations, then their use needs to be subject to review and oversight. I agree with that. There needs to be some type of oversight when it comes to military actions or even contacting or conduct with other countries. You need to have some type of oversight. You can't just have someone rogue doing whatever they want, right? According to The Intercept, the documents represent a nearly unprecedented example of any national government, let alone the U.S. government, openly communicating its desire to use highly controversial technology offensively. I call BS on that statement a little bit here. While yes, we're coming clean here, other countries have been doing this for 10 plus years, including our country. Now we're just kind of talking about it more openly, kind of like UFOs. The article finalizes with, last week, Petapixel reported that Venezuelan government was secretly using deepfake television presenters to spread disinformation. Venezuela's state-owned television station, VTV, has been using AI-generated English-speaking hosts from a fictitious American news agency to share falsely positive news coverage about the country. Of course they are. If the technology is out there, they're going to use it. Now, I went directly over to the Intercept article, and there was something interesting I found at the very end of it, and I wanted to share that with you. It says in 2019, Senator Rubio, as well as Senator Mark Warren, which is Democrat from Virginia, wrote 11 American internet companies urging them to draft policies to detect and remove deepfake videos. Quote, if the public can no longer trust recorded events or images, read the letter, it will have a corrosive impact on our democracy. Nestled within the National Defense Authorization Act of fiscal year 2021 was a directive instructing the Pentagon to complete an intelligence assessment of the threat posed by foreign governments and non-state actors creating or using machine-manipulated media, commonly referred to as deepfakes, including, quote, how such media has been used or might be used to conduct information warfare. They finalize with, you can't moderate this technology the way we approach other sorts of content on the internet. Deepfake as a technology has more in common with conversations around nuclear non-proliferation. Wow. So the question is, could a perfected deepfake propaganda campaign start World War III or possibly prevent it? I guess the answer lies in who controls it.